So the first chapter of Romans, and it extends after the introductory sort of prologue that really is in some ways a summary of the whole book of Romans. Paul begins his exposition of sin, which will lead all the way through to the middle of the third chapter. Sin both in Jews and in Gentiles, so that none is without excuse. And as a result of man's fall and rebellion, as a result of Adam's fall and rebellion, Adam lost his native ability to will that which is good. And giving over to a reprobate mind is that God consigns mankind to live in that condition that can only be undone by the gospel. It can only be undone by a powerful regenerative work of the Holy Spirit to renew the will, to renew the affections, to give a new heart, so that the natural man only does evil all the time from the point of view of God's holiness. Now, it doesn't mean to say that every reprobate is as reprobate as they possibly can be. There are gradations of sin, but all of mankind is fallen. All of mankind is in a state of sin and inability, and only the gospel can liberate them from that condition.
So we're not to understand that giving over to a reprobate mind to suggest that there are certain sins that if you knew a friend or a family member that may have certain sins in their life, their lifestyle, that we're to kind of think, well, there's no hope for them in the gospel. Let's not evangelize them because clearly God's given them over to a reprobate mind. We should always be preaching the gospel and praying for their salvation.
No, I think that Paul is saying in Romans 1:28 that all of mankind have been given over to a reprobate mind. And if that interpretation were true, then there would be no hope for anyone. But the gospel is the good news that God so loves sinners that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.